So, have you ever been called lazy? Yeah, me too. Maybe a teacher told you that you just weren't applying yourself, that you needed more discipline. But what if I told you that those exact habits, the ones that look like laziness, are actually a sign of a really, really smart mind? Well, today, we're going to flip that whole idea on its head. We're diving into the pretty surprising link between what the world calls laziness and what might actually be genius at work.
And this quote, this right here is the whole shebang. It just perfectly captures the disconnect, right? There's this massive gap between the label society slaps on us and what's actually happening inside our brains. And that term, efficiency processing, wow, that changes everything. It's not about being flawed, it's about being strategic with your mental energy. Which brings us to the big question, the one we're really digging into. By the time we're done here, you might see your own habits in a completely different light. Are you actually avoiding work? Or is your brain just wired to work on a much more efficient, maybe even a much more brilliant wavelength? Let's find out. Okay, so to really get this, we have to do a complete mental reset. We've got to reframe the whole conversation. This is not about making excuses for being a couch potato. Nope, this is about understanding the very unique way that a highly intelligent brain is built to operate. So this is the core idea right here, efficiency processing. I want you to think of your brain like a super powerful computer. You know, it's got all this incredible processing power. It just instinctively knows not to waste its precious RAM on simple little background apps. Instead, it saves all that juice for the heavy lifting, the really complex, juicy problems that demand its full attention. And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? On the one hand, you have what the world sees, apathy, no discipline, indifference. But the reality, what's happening under the hood? It's conscious energy conservation. It's a mind that processes things so fast it gets bored out of its skull. And what looks like not caring is actually just a super strategic, ruthless form of prioritization.
Okay, so that's the theory. But how does this efficiency processing thing actually show up in our day-to-day lives? Let's break down some of these very specific and often misunderstood habits that are actually signs of a mind that is working overtime, even when it looks like it's doing nothing at all.
First up, a total classic. You get bored with routine stuff, like instantly. And your mind, it just wanders off. Now, this isn't a sign of a short attention span. Not at all. It's actually a symptom of a powerful engine that's just not getting enough fuel. When the outside world is too slow or too simple, your brain just goes, fine, I'll make my own.
And here's why that happens. Your brain is basically a Ferrari that's stuck in rush hour traffic. It's built for speed. So routine work feels painfully, agonizingly slow. And that's when the daydreaming kicks in. But get this, it's not empty staring into space. It's your mind running these incredibly complex simulations, connecting ideas that nobody else sees, and solving problems in the background. It's a creative playground, not an empty room.
Now, here's a fascinating pair of habits that go hand in hand. You might find yourself sitting perfectly still for a really long time, or you might catch yourself muttering your thoughts out loud. Now, to anyone else, one looks like loafing around, and the other, well, it looks a little weird. But they are two sides of the very same coin.
So here's what's really going on. That physical stillness, that's your brain shutting down all non-essential programs to divert every last drop of power to a really tough mental task. And talking to yourself, turns out that's a classic high IQ trait. It's a way to organize your own complex thoughts, creating this little auditory feedback loop that helps you find the flaws in your own logic. Your brain is literally thinking out loud to work faster. Ah yes, the two cardinal sins of our productivity-obsessed world, putting things off into the last minute and having a messy desk. I mean, these are seen as the ultimate proof that you're lazy, right? But what if they're actually signs of a different kind of focus? A focus that values big ideas way more than deadlines and tidiness.
This reframe is just wow. Procrastination as perfectionism born from clarity. Think about that. You're not delaying because you don't care. You're delaying because your mind can see the perfect final product with such incredible detail that you're almost afraid the real thing won't live up to that amazing vision. And the messy desk? Well, studies actually show a messy space can boost creativity. It's about putting your brain's work ahead of busy work.
Okay, so we've done the work, we've reframed these habits, they're not flaws, they're features, you could even call them superpowers. But the big question is, how do you actually turn all this insight into a real strength? Let's talk about how to harness this so-called laziness and make it work for you.
And this is the path forward. It's a simple but super powerful three-step mental model. First, just acknowledge the feeling, that boredom,
that urge to put things off, and don't judge yourself for it. Step 2, reframe it. Remind yourself, this isn't a flaw. This is my brain's efficiency filter, and it's screaming for a better problem. And finally, and this is the most important part, you have to go find a challenge that's truly worthy of your brain. You got to feed that beast.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. Instead of always asking yourself how you can stop being so lazy, maybe start asking a different question. What are you saving all of that incredible cognitive energy for? I mean, the world is full of huge, fascinating, complicated problems that are just waiting for a mind like yours. So, what great problem are you going to solve?